All right, what's going on, peoples? Getting right into the uh, getting right into things today. Um, we were kind of, we had a really, it was a rough morning. Actually, ended up the day red. Um, See, we were chopping around a little bit. We had to kind of a false breakout, just to open the market up, and we just started trading down. Um, Came down. I think this is around the low of yesterday. Let me check real quick. Let's see. Let's go ahead and move that. It didn't quite touch the low, but yeah. So it pretty much traded down to the right down to the low of yesterday. Bounced off of it, and then popped back up, and it looks like we're turning around now. Um, it is lunchtime, and with the price action today, the price action today was kind of weak, even though we have a couple of um, on this 5 minute chart. They're showing a couple of moves in here that it was actually really choppy. So definitely wasn't the easiest morning session to trade. Um, I took a couple of scalps and then one loser. And then over here in TS Trader, I was kind of all over the place in TS Trader. I was being really aggressive, even though like I was taking trades. Like technically, I would have gotten a signal, but we were running into the price was running into the VWAP. So like this one on NQ, and like I mentioned yesterday, the VWAP is different than on the VWAP on TS Trader is different than um, other platforms like Sierra Chart or TradingView. But at this time, let's see, yeah, it was like before 10. The VWAP was in this area here. Um, and then we ended up, so I didn't, technically I would have gotten a signal, somewhere in here, but I didn't take it because we were running to the VWAP, and typically the price bounces off the VWAP a lot. Like the first time the price comes back to the VWAP, it doesn't, it usually doesn't trade straight through it. It either bounce off of it or hang around the VWAP. A lot of people a lot of day traders like to trade off the VWAP. A lot of it's a very popular indicator to use. So like I don't really, it's not one of my it's not one of the main indicators that I use for my strategy, but I do make sure to be aware of it because of how popular it is to trade. Um, so I know there will be a lot of orders um, around the VWAP, mostly trying to go back in the direction of the current trend. So anyway, I let that one. I passed up on this when when I would have got the first signal here, and then in Sierra chart I took one here, but the price was still really choppy, especially because we were still trading around the VWAP, and I only ended up getting a scalp there. In hindsight we see that it did continue to trade down, but it filled me, popped back up. It was just really choppy at that time, with all the different orders in that area. I ended up taking kind of as you can see over here in TS Trader, I took an aggressive trade just in case we get um, some strong, like just in case we got some momentum here, and just to take the trade. But I ended up I got filled, and then hung around for a minute and stopped me out here, and I stopped paying attention to TS Trader, and I had my next signal here, and I took this trade in Sierra chart, but I screwed myself over by not um, by misreading the price action, or I didn't like the price action, so I ended up taking myself out of the trade, and I caught a little slippage and took a $5 loss. But if I would have held it, I would have at a minimum got a scalp out of it. I wouldn't have taken a loss there. I would have got a small win. So I ended up screwing myself over there, and then you see we just traded the market traded down to yesterday's low, and um, traded back bullish, but really it was very volatile and choppy at this time. And I ended up taking another one here, just to place the trade. And as you can see, I got stopped out. and I stopped paying attention around this time. Um, Around after we popped up here and it turned over, I took a trade in crude oil in my live account, and after I was putting I was logging that trade into my my into my journal, or it's really a trade tracker, and I missed this trade here, which would have I would have hit target on that trade. So today really, for lack of better words, sucked. Um, maybe we'll see some better price action in the afternoon. It looks like we're trying to break down bearish again. And we'll be looking at this area here to see if we can, if it breaks this area and then trades lower. But usually if I trade in the afternoon, I don't like to trade until at least after 1 or 2 p.m. So, and to show you what my results from my live account, I ended up losing $80 today. You can see it's got a couple of scalps, one in CL and one in NQ, and that $5 loss I mentioned earlier. Then I took another. I got stopped out on being, on that same pullback that I took here in TS Trader. So rough morning for me, and I'll be looking to see if there's any other good opportunities in the afternoon, if some momentum picks up and gives some better opportunities. If not, then I get back at it tomorrow. Tomorrow's another day, and I can get back at it fresh tomorrow. So best of luck to you guys out there, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Deuces.